Good morning, Avenue kids, and happy Sunday. How awesome is it that we get to be in your living room this Sunday? Brittany here, and we are in week 4 of our DIY series, Do It Yourself. We've been talking about forgiveness this entire series, and our big idea is, I can forgive because God forgave me. Come on, let's all do it together. I can forgive because God forgave me. That was so much fun, and we have so much more planned for you guys. Abby, let's go over our game.
In Avenue Kids, we love to have fun, and we have an FUN game planned out for you. It's called Clap, Clap, Boom. You don't need any supplies. You can play it right here in your living room. So what you're going to do is every round, I'm going to say clap, clap, and you're going to do one of 3 things. You're either going to clap again, you're going to go boom, or you're going to spin around. So let's practice. I'm going to go clap, clap, give you a couple of seconds, boom. So if you did boom, just like I did, you win. If not, you have a few more rounds to try again. So let's do it. Round 1, clap, clap, boom. All right, did you get it? Round 2, clap, clap, spin. Round 3, I believe in you. Clap, clap, clap. Let's do a few more. Clap, clap, boom. All right, last one. Are you ready? I know you got this. Here we go. Clap, clap, spin. All right, how'd you do? Did you win? Well, that was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Coming up next is one of my favorite things about Ab Kids. We're going to go into worship. Let's go, Brittany.
Just like Abby said, we are at my favorite part of the service, worship. I love it because I can dance, I can use my amazing singing voice, but most of all, I get a personal time to connect with God. We have 2 amazing songs for you guys today. Never Gonna Hide and Reckless Love. Roll it!
singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. And you have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
Our Bible story about the lost son proves our big idea today. Let's do it together. I can forgive because God forgave me. Let's see how this big idea ties into our Bible story. It's going to be found in Luke 5:11 through 24.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Luke, chapter 15, verses 11 through 24.
Everywhere Jesus went, crowds gathered. Often He would heal their sicknesses, but He was more interested in healing their hearts. Blessed are those who hear God's word and obey it. Important religious leaders came to hear Jesus, but everybody else did too. Moms and dads, shopkeepers and tax collectors, misfits and other people who did wrong things. The last will be first, and the first will be last. The religious leaders were angry Jesus chose to welcome everyone.
He hangs out with sinners and even eats with them.
Jesus knew the hearts of the religious leaders. They believed that keeping all the rules made them closer to God than anyone else. So Jesus told them a story. There was a man who had 2 sons. Now, if Jesus were telling this story today, it might go a little something like this. They're 2 brothers. We'll call the older brother Will and the younger son Jake. These 2 young men were just a little different from each other.
Father, I finished planting the barley field, cleaned out the cow stalls, and fed the goats.
All before breakfast?
All before breakfast.
Where's your brother?
In bed.
Jake,
come get some breakfast.
Oh, is it noon yet? I'm not getting up before noon.
I need you to help your brother rebuild the shed.
Don't we have servants to do that? I'm tired of people telling me what to do. I want to be in charge.
As Jake considered, he realized that one day when his father was gone, his older brother and he would split all of the money, and then he would be at least half in charge.
Why wait? I'll just take my share now.
After breakfast, Jake found his father examining the damaged shed.
I want my share of your money.
Well, you'll get it. One day.
Nope. I want it all right now.
The father studied Jake with sadness in his eyes. Then he decided to let Jake learn the hard way.
All right. You can have your share.
Woo-woo!
So Jake took his half of the property in cash, and then he packed up and headed off to travel the world on his own terms.
So long, suckers!
After days of travel, Jake finally arrived in a country where the sun was warm, the breeze was cool, and the lake water was as smooth as glass.
Ah, this is the life.
Jake rented a beachfront villa. Dude ate whatever he wanted.
Pizza for breakfast, Twinkies for lunch, ooh, ice cream for dinner.
He threw huge parties and gave away lavish gifts.
Oh, Jake, you're like so amazing.
Wow, is this the new SolarWare 2020 gaming system?
Oh, you can have it, I'll get another.
Dude, you are the best.
But soon, a famine swept the land. Food ran low.
Huh. All I've got is ramen. I better go to the store.
Jake checked his money pouch. It was nearly empty.
2 pennies?
But I had so much. Hey, anyone have an extra PB&J?
No. Don't bug us.
Jake had nothing left. At last, he was forced to work for a farmer taking care of the pigs.
Soo-wee! Hey, pig.
Jake was so hungry. Even the disgusting food scraps for the pigs looked pretty good.
The crust is the best part of the sandwich, right? Or this.
Don't you touch that there banana peel. It's for the pigs.
This is so not kosher.
As Jake crouched down in that miserable mud with those pigs, he couldn't help thinking of home.
My father's servants have more than enough to eat, and here I am practically dying of hunger. I should go home. I will go home. I'll say, Father, I have sinned against heaven, and I have sinned against you. I'm no longer fit to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.
Yeah, that's good, right?
Jake got right up and headed home. The journey took a lot longer on foot, and he was weak with hunger.
Sinned against heaven, sinned against you. I'm no longer worthy.
At last, Jake reached his hometown. Nobody even recognized him as he shuffled down the road, dusty and ragged.
I'll just sneak into the house the back way.
But as Jake neared his home, he saw someone standing on the porch.
I really hope that's not Will.
In an instant, the figure on the porch leapt down and began to run. The man raced down the walk and flung open the gate.
Wait, it's Dad!
Jake's father ran along the dusty road toward his son.
Dad,
My son!
The father threw his arms around Jake and kissed him. Jake swallowed hard and stepped back.
Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer fit to be called your son.
But Jake's father was too full of laughter and tears to listen to any of this. Instead, he hugged his son again and led him back to the house, calling for the servants.
Quick! Bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger, sandals on his feet. Bring the fattest calf and kill it, and let's have a feast and celebrate. This son of mine was dead, and now he is alive again. He was lost, and now he is found.
Wow, Dad, I don't deserve any of this. I don't know what to say except thank you.
So the father had freely forgiven the younger son. But the story wasn't over yet, because Jake's older brother, Will, you remember him? He was out working hard in the fields, and well, Will would turn out to be far less forgiving than his father.
I just love that Bible story. I love how even though the son left, his father welcomed him back with open arms. The forgiveness that the father shows his son is the same forgiveness that God gives to us. Our Bible verse for this series is, put up with one another. Forgive one another. If you're holding something against someone, forgive, just as the Lord forgave you. Colossians 3:13. As we talked about forgiveness today, I have 3 questions that I would like you guys to answer with whoever you are with today. Question number 1. How do you respond when you've done something wrong? Question number 2. When has someone forgiven you? And lastly, question number 3. When have you forgiven someone, and how do you think that made them feel? Well, that's all we have for Avenue Kids this week. It has been so much fun hanging out with you guys today, and I hope to see you next week.